Hey, what's going on YouTube? So I want to talk about some four-legged walker things from Black Ops 2. Quite a bit of an argument a lot of people are having of how stupid they look and how, to be honest, how unarmored they are or something. It's something weird like that. I'm not really sure how to explain it. So one of the things, pretty simple, is the legs are very vulnerable and that sort of thing. And to me, it's one of those things where you have to realize it is in 2025. Okay? The year is 2025, and there are a lot of things we don't know about the walkers themselves. Things like, if we were to have something like a diamond, okay, what if we found, on the moon, let's just say the moon, we find this metal that is actually twice as hard as diamonds, and we put it on these tanks, these walkers. It's very, very expensive, which is why we only have it on these walkers. And we could say, well, any heat would actually make them melt. So, like, the only weapons that would actually be able to disable these vehicles would be something that's very, very hot. So a bullet may, leave a little bullet, kind of embedded in there, burn it a little, but it's not going to completely fry it, I guess is the best way to put it. That's just a theory, but another thing that people are, I guess, griping about is oh, they're really, really slow. There's no way they can take a beating in combat. And from the trailer, it didn't really look like it was in combat at all. Well, it did, but it didn't look like it was really, doing a lot of damage. And I guess what people are trying to get from this is this tank is supposed to be pretty much like a main battle tank. They just got completely rid of tanks, and they're using these little walker things as completely new tanks. They're, I guess these kids or whoever they are trying to say that this walker thing is going to be replaced, or the M1A1 Abrams tank is going to be replaced by this walker, which may not be the case. And they're trying to say, oh, well, the walker's going to be really slow and all this stuff. And like I said, we haven't even seen the walkers yet. And one of the things that, I try and defend the whole idea because, it's very possible. A lot of people are just like, oh, walkers are never real, they're not going to happen. And we're already testing stuff with that because having walkers does come with certain advantages. It's kind of like, what's the best way to put it? With a walker, you can climb up walls, certain heights. And, let me put it to you this way. If you were to have an M1 Abrams tank and there was a wall about 10 feet high, can the tank do a wheelie and get up on that wall? Probably not. But what about a walker using its hydraulic powered legs to stand up on its hind legs and then put the front legs up on, anchor itself in, and then kind of, hoist itself up the wall? See, there's one advantage. A second advantage is, well, who the hell said that there's not going to be jet engines on the legs to actually make it hover and get from place to place really fast? And the only time it actually walks is when it needs to go very, very short distances, or even be a armored personnel carrier. Which leads us to our next topic, because a lot of people are saying, oh, there's no way you can protect that, it's like a sitting duck. And, well, that may be the case, except for we already have anti-RPG, anti-grenade, anti-missile, systems already on our tanks. that we've been using for probably 2 or 3 years now, probably longer. And this is 2025. We may have systems which use like plasma cannons or something, or electricity, to basically take down RPGs and stuff. And it's like an unlimited source, so we could even take down bullets in midair or something, you know, something weird like that. So who knows? You know, that's just my theory. I'm outside right now, so if you hear other things, that's why. But yeah, there's a lot to the whole idea behind it, but I'm sure that's the best I can come up with. But like I said, we don't know the materials it's made out of, which means it could be indestructible, which means there could be only like a few of them made. Doesn't mean there aren't any. I mean, they could be a prototype weapon. I mean, think of Modern Warfare 3 during the campaign. You saw that huge rolling tank, unmanned vehicle tank, which, you know, you used for like not even half of a mission, and that's a prototype. So who's to say that this tank isn't going to be like one mission or two, you know? And you're probably thinking, well, if it's indestructible, you know, why is it such a big deal? Well, there could be certain weapons that are designed to take those walkers out. Even shields. I mean, once again, this is 2025. You know, just because everything hasn't been released on the public yet doesn't mean it hasn't been tested and actually activated. You know, watching certain shows, and I guess you could say knowing a little bit of science myself, shields are possible. It's just a matter of making them. Things like putting a plasma, you know, force field around a tank is actually easier than it sounds. It's just we haven't done it. It's really, really simple. Well, okay, it's simple concept. You know, the thought process behind it and all the mathematics and stuff is really hard, but it's pretty much you put these little probes on the side of the tank and they connect, and you use magnetic fields to bend and shape the plasma. And if you didn't already know, there's a lot of other things that can make, you know, stuff with plasma. Like lightsabers can be made from plasma. The sun is made out of plasma. So that's it for this video. I just want to talk a little bit, but that's it. So I'll talk to you guys later.